Welcome back to the Osteo and Physio YouTube channel. Today we are looking at our top exercises to help with thoracic outlet syndrome. Thoracic outlet syndrome, or TOS, is known as a group of conditions where the blood vessels and the nerves exiting the neck get compressed around your thoracic outlet, which is this space here. This is typically getting compressed either around your scalene, so your scalene triangle around here, or underneath the pec muscles. Although the compression happens up through this area here, we also can get pain and tightness in the neck, shoulder, and typically tingling or symptoms down into the arm. So the exercises today are going to be focusing on key stretches around these structures, but also looking at relaxing down into the arm to help improve your symptoms. So the first stretch we're looking at is stretching through your scalenes. So these attach from the neck, blending down into the first and the second rib. So first of all, we want to relax the shoulders, getting them into a nice comfortable position so we're not lifting up through, to stretch the side of the symptoms that are being aggravated. To stretch those scalenes, what we want to do is relax the shoulder. We're going to turn the head towards the side that we're stretching. We're going to look up slightly, and then we're going to take opposite ear to opposite shoulder, and you can feel that pull into that area. You want to hold this stretch between 5 to 10 seconds. To exaggerate the stretch with breathing, we're going to breathe in, and then as we breathe out, we want to aim to drop the shoulder and take the ear to the opposite shoulder a little bit more, and that is quite a strong stretch through here, so it's really nice to open up through that area. If you're doing this already and the symptoms are being massively aggravated, or you're struggling to get into the stretch, what it probably suggests is you definitely need to get it assessed by a musculoskeletal expert, but you might need this muscle softened first before you go into this stretch. So really important to think about that as you're doing it. What you're then going to do to come out of the stretch, you're going to breathe in, and as you breathe out, I tend to drop the head down to allow it to relax, because sometimes if you just let the head go, it can trigger a little bit of soreness through there. My second exercise that I'd want to have a look at, still around the neck. So although it gets compressed typically around that scalene triangle, it's also really good, I think, to stretch through the levator scapulae and the upper fibres of the traps around here, just so that shoulder and that neck's relaxing. So what we're going to do is let the shoulder drop. We're going to gently turn the head away. So this is the side we're stretching still. We're going to drop chin down to chest, so you can feel that pull more around the back of the shoulder. And then as you breathe in, you're going to keep obviously the shoulder relaxed. So you're going to breathe in. And then as you breathe out, you're going to use your hand to exaggerate that chin to chest. So again, really nice stretch down through that area. Same as what I was saying with the scalenes, you might need possibly, a little bit of hands-on treatment or other treatment first, depending on what's going on for you. So always getting this assessed first before you try this. And then once you've held this for about 5 to 10 seconds, you're going to breathe in. And then as you breathe out, same as before, just letting that chin drop and then coming back up to that relaxed position. Next, we want to trigger point release or inhibit underneath your collarbone into that pec major, pec minor area. So what you're going to do is you're going to come underneath the collarbone here, so you can feel it here where that sternum's here. So you're going to start there, and then you're going to really gently, with like a circular motion, you're going to move your hand across, because what you'll find, and you'll be very surprised by when you go close to that collarbone, is some bits might cause kind of symptoms down into the hand. So if there's trigger points underneath this subclavius muscle or into your pec minor, you can feel like a little knot in this area. So what you're going to do is you're going to find the point that's a little bit tender. You're going to push or add pressure as much of it which is comfortable. I can't talk this morning. We want to take it to about an 8 out of 10. So you're going to hold that there. Again, letting that shoulder relax. We don't want the shoulder up through here, because what should happen with a knot or a trigger point in that area is after a while it should start to feel a little bit easier. So you can do this before we then stretch through the pec in a minute. And so we work across and then work down. So we're kind of feeling all around this area. So we'll feel, right, there's another bit there. Relaxing the shoulder, again holding that pressure, pushing till it's about an 8 out of 10, holding that still. And again, you might find this takes about 10 to 15 seconds for it to relax. and then relaxing there. If you've got any issues with your hands, if you've got any kind of wear and tear, osteoarthritis in the hands, or you feel your hands are quite weak, you can get a tennis ball and push down into the area with a tennis ball, so you can have that little bit of pressure underneath, holding into the area and then relaxing through there. Next, we want to stretch through the pec major, pec minor muscles. So we're going to do this through breathing. So you can either have the arm bent at 90 degrees. I, again, use a fridge or a wall, something that's firm that we can push against. We want to relax the shoulders, relax the neck. As we breathe in, we're going to stay where we are. And then as we breathe out, we're going to turn the torso away and turn the head away. And we'll feel this lovely stretch across the pec. So for that first rotation, we're going to hold for about 5 to 10 seconds. Any previous condition with the shoulder or any issues, you might want to drop it down or straighten the arm, because again, a lot of the time if we've got other stuff going on, it can be quite uncomfortable. But if this is okay for you in this position, we're then going to breathe in again. And then as we breathe out, really exaggerating that stretch. And the same, like I said, with the other stretches of the muscles, if this is really provocative, so you're feeling it into the hands or it gets a little bit too much, as you should be doing this anyway, you know, speak to a musculoskeletal expert, but it might be worth maybe having some hands-on stretching or release or soft tissue work through there first, just to help with that stretching. But if it does feel comfortable and you can release it and you can feel it pulling, I would hold that for about 10 to 15 seconds and then to come out, so we're protecting that shoulder. So we're in this position, we're going to breathe in. As we breathe out, gently letting that relax with breathing. Finally, we want to stretch down into the forearms, and the reason why we're doing this is we want to think about something called a double crush lesion. So what I mean by that is if part of your brachial plexus or the nerves are getting compressed here, and as they leave, they form peripheral nerves that come down into the arm, so larger nerves that supply the skin, the muscles, the joints, all around this area. If it's really hypersensitive here, it's very likely, if there's tightness down here, that sometimes that can make it quite sensitive and can exaggerate the symptoms. So yes, we want to release here, but it's also really important to release down into the forearm muscles where nerves can also get compressed as well. So first stretch that we're going to be looking at is stretching through your extensors and your supinators. So to do this, we're going to grasp around the wrist. We're going to turn your palm down. You see my elbow is bent like a swan, bent at 90 degrees. And then what you're going to do is carefully, keeping the wrist flexed, bring your arm out straight. So you'll feel this on the outer part of the forearm here, so kind of into this bit here. So if you had the arm relaxed, it would be these muscles on the outside of the arm. So you're going to hold that there. Again, it's a really nice stretch, so if you work at a desk anyway or doing anything where you're lifting up through, it's just really nice to stretch through there. So you want to hold that stretch. The reason why I'm bending the elbow a little bit is because I'm quite hypermobile. If I was to go all the way, it would just hyperextend my arm. So I'm just bending it a little bit and getting more movement through the wrist. Once you've done that, you're then going to do the pronators and the flexors, so the ones that are on the inner side of the arm. So how we do that is we're going to put the palm up, grasp underneath the thumb, and then again you're straightening out that bent elbow. So you're opening it up into a straight arm, making sure you really are flexing the wrist down. And with these, we want to hold them for about 10 to 15 seconds. So with this routine, you can add it in maybe for a couple of weeks, once a day, if it's really aggravated. Like I said earlier, and many times on this video, I would always have your symptoms assessed properly first. But again, this can be added in once it's been diagnosed and it's appropriate for you. So we want to stretch through here and then gently coming back. Just another note that I want to say is we have done a full 5-minute routine on this video. We've also done separate videos on particular nerves that get compressed down into the arm. So first step, get it assessed properly. Second step, come up with a plan for you, which will be through the expert. And then step 3, utilise these videos if relevant for you.